Somewhere on this planet, right now, people are living exactly as their ancestors did 50,000 years ago. They've never seen a smartphone, never heard of the internet, never tasted processed food. And if you tried to meet them, you'd either be arrested or killed. These aren't lost tribes waiting to be discovered. They know we exist. They've seen our planes. They've heard our chainsaws. They've chosen to stay hidden. And the reason why will send chills down your spine. If you're fascinated by the mysteries our modern world has forgotten, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Because today, we're counting down the 10 most isolated tribes on Earth and revealing the deadly secrets that keep outsiders away forever. Let's begin. What if I told you one of the world's most isolated communities lives just 3 hours from one of Earth's largest cities? Sounds impossible, right? Welcome to the Kendeng Mountains of Java, Indonesia, home to the Baduy people, 9,500 people living without electricity, without vehicles, without modern technology of any kind. Not because they can't access it, because they refuse it. For over 400 years, the Baduy have maintained complete isolation from the outside world. Their core principle is called pikuku. It translates roughly to the long must not be cut short, the short must not be lengthened. Nothing changes, ever. Their houses have no windows, no furniture, built only from bamboo and natural materials. The inner Baduy, about 400 people, observe the strictest isolation. No strangers allowed overnight. No modern tools permitted. White or dark blue clothing only. The outer Baduy, 9,000 strong, act as a buffer zone, protecting the inner sacred villages from outside contamination. Here's the fascinating part. During the COVID-19 pandemic, while the world shut down, the Baduy claimed 0 cases. 0. Their isolation wasn't just cultural preference, it was survival strategy. But here's the question that haunts researchers. What are they protecting? What ancient knowledge requires this level of secrecy? We may never know, because they're not telling. Deep in the jungles of West Papua lies a world that time forgot. A place where humans live in the trees, literally. Meet the Korowai. They weren't even contacted until the late 1970s. Think about that. While we were watching Star Wars in theaters, these people had never seen an outsider. Their treehouses reach up to 115 feet in the air. That's an 11-story building, made entirely from wood, rattan, and palm leaves. Why do they live so high? Protection from floods, for one. Escape from mosquitoes and snakes. Defense against enemies. But there's another reason. They believe evil spirits called kakua roam the forest floor at night. Spirits that devour human souls. Is this superstition, or do they know something about those jungles that we don't? West Papua may harbor up to 40 uncontacted indigenous groups, second only to Brazil. But here's the problem. The Indonesian government restricts access. Journalists are banned. Documentation is nearly impossible. What else is hiding in those forests? What other tribes have never been photographed? We simply don't know. And that's exactly how they want it. Africa has no truly uncontacted tribes. Thousands of years of trade networks made sure of that. But the Hadza come closer than anyone else on the continent. Near Lake Eyasi in Tanzania, just 50 kilometers from Olduvai Gorge, the so-called cradle of mankind. That's where you'll find them. 1,200 to 1,500 Hadza exist today, but only 300 to 400 remain fully nomadic hunter-gatherers, living exactly as humans did 70,000 years ago. Their genetic lineage is among the oldest on Earth. Their language, Hadzane, is completely unique, unrelated to any other language ever documented. It contains click consonants so complex that linguists struggle to transcribe them. Here's something incredible. The Hadza have a partnership with a bird called the Greater Honey Guide. The bird literally leads them to hidden beehives. In exchange, they share the honeycomb. This relationship has existed for thousands of years, maybe tens of thousands, a communication between species we're only beginning to understand. In 1940, the government tried to settle the Hadza in villages. Measles epidemics swept through. Children died. The survivors accepted the free food, then left when it ran out. They chose the old ways. In 2011, they won a historic victory. The first Tanzanian minority tribe to receive formal land recognition. 57,000 acres protected. Now they earn over $300,000 annually from carbon credits for protecting their forests. The modern world tried to change them. They changed the modern world instead. Before we go further into our countdown, you need to understand something. What happens when isolated tribes don't stay isolated? The Great Andamanese once thrived across these islands. In 1789, there were an estimated 10,000 people, 10 distinct tribes, 10 separate languages. Then the British came. What followed was systematic destruction, kidnapping, disease, forced pacification. By 1901, only 625 remained. By 1961, just 19 survivors. 19. The all-time low. Today, approximately 52 individuals of mixed ancestry survive, living on tiny Strait Island, dependent on government rations. Between 1864 and 1870, the British placed 150 children in an institution called the Andaman Homes. Not a single one survived past age 2. 150 children, all dead. In January 2010, a woman named Boa Sr. died. She was the last speaker of the Bo language. With her went 50,000 years of human heritage. Gone, forever. Before her death, she observed something chilling. The Jarawa are lucky. They shun contact with city dwellers. She knew the truth. Contact doesn't bring civilization, it brings extinction. Remember this story. On India's southernmost territory lies a rainforest millions of years old. Great Nicobar Island. Home to the Shompen, 240 to 300 people, nomadic hunter-gatherers. Most bands reject all contact. When outsiders approach, they don't fight, they vanish, melting into jungles so dense that pursuit is impossible. Now here's where this story takes a dark turn. The Indian government has approved a $9 billion mega development project. On their island, an international container megaport, a greenfield airport handling 4,000 passengers per hour, 2 new cities housing 650,000 permanent residents. This would require clearing 130 square kilometers of ancient rainforest, felling over 800,000 trees. The government's own environmental impact assessment admits the truth. Quote, once infections spread among the tribal, the whole community may face extinction. In February 2024, 39 international genocide experts wrote to India's president. They called the project a death sentence for the Shompen, tantamount to genocide. The project is moving forward anyway. So ask yourself this question. What's worth more? A shipping port, or the last survivors of a people who've lived here for tens of thousands of years? The answer, apparently, is the port. Survival International doesn't use the phrase lightly, but they've designated the Awa of Brazil as Earth's most threatened tribe. 350 to 460 members total. Around 100 remain completely uncontacted, living in at least 3 separate groups. They're among the world's last true hunter-gatherers, using 6-foot-long bows, moving constantly through the forest. Here's something beautiful about the Awa. They adopt orphaned baby monkeys. The women breastfeed them. They keep them as family members forever, never eating them, even when food is scarce. Their territory has lost over 30% of its forest since 1985. Illegal loggers, cattle ranchers, they're being squeezed from every direction. In 2011, something unspeakable happened. An 8-year-old Awa girl was burned alive by illegal loggers, a warning to other indigenous peoples: stay away, or else. In 2015, 3 isolated Awa made contact for the first time. Why? They heard chainsaws approaching their camp. The neighboring Guajajara tribe formed a group called the Guardians of the Forest. They patrol the territory, protecting both their land and the uncontacted Awa. But here's the haunting question. How many isolated Awa are still out there? How many are we losing before we even know they existed? The forest keeps its secrets. What does extinction look like? Not the moment it happens, but the slow, agonizing approach. The Piripkura can tell you because only 3 of them remain. 3. Paki, the uncle; Tamandua, the nephew, about 50 years old; and Rita, the sister and aunt, who left to live with a Karapuna husband. Their people were massacred by loggers in the 1980s. The final survivors, except these 3, were killed by illegal miners in 1995. Now Paki and Tamandua roam 242,500 hectares alone. nomadic hunter-gatherers, carrying only a machete, a blind axe, and a torch. They've kept that torch burning since 1998, for 27 years, never letting it go out. The Gavio tribe calls them butterfly people because they never stop moving. Their territory faces the worst deforestation of any uncontacted people's land in Brazil. 3 cattle ranches have already established inside. In March 2025, Brazil's Supreme Court ordered the government to complete demarcation of their territory by year's end. Will it come in time? For 2 aging men? Carrying a flame through a vanishing forest? We may be watching extinction happen in real time. Brazil's Javari Valley is actually larger than Austria. That's 85,000 square kilometers of pristine Amazon rainforest. It contains the highest concentration of uncontacted peoples on Earth, at least 14 to 16 known groups, with over 2,000 individuals. Among the most feared are the Korubo, their nickname, the Head Bashers. Unlike most Amazon tribes who use bows and arrows, the Korubo prefer war clubs, heavy wooden weapons designed to crush skulls. They also use poison darts tipped with toxins from jungle frogs. Contact with the Korubo has been deadly for outsiders. 7 Funai civil servants were killed during contact attempts in the 1960s and 70s. In 1997, a Korubo warrior named Tavan killed a government worker over a tarpaulin dispute. In 2000, they killed 3 lumbermen. There's a contacted group of approximately 200 Korubo now, but 150 to 200 more remain in voluntary isolation. Both men and women paint their bodies with red dye from the ruku plant, and they live in large communal houses called malokas. Interestingly, they work only 4 to 5 hours daily. They've made it absolutely clear the forest is theirs. Enter at your own risk. June 2024, Las Piedras River, Peru. Something unprecedented happened. 53 men appeared on a beach. It was the largest documented sighting ever of the Mashco Piro. Survival International estimated 150 individuals total, including women and children hidden in the tree line. They appeared to be asking neighboring villagers for food. The Mashco Piro, who call themselves Nomoli, meaning relative, number approximately 750 people. They're the world's largest uncontacted tribe. Their isolation is rooted in genocide. During the rubber boom, from 1879 to 1912, most of the tribe was slaughtered by the private army of Carlos Fitzgerald. Survivors were enslaved, hunted, flogged, and raped. Those who escaped vanished into the headwaters of remote rivers. That trauma has been passed down for over a century. Every generation remembers. Now they're emerging, not by choice, but because they're being pushed. Logging company Canales Tawamanu has built over 200 kilometers of roads through their territory. In July 2024, Mashco Piro attacked illegal loggers with bows and arrows. Their arrows are nearly 7 feet long, with bamboo tips sharpened to knife edges. They've killed at least 2 loggers since 2022. One tribesman told a villager something chilling. The men wearing orange are bad people. They know what's happening. They understand the threat, and they're fighting back with Stone Age weapons against industrial machinery. How long can they hold out? How long before the roads reach their last refuge? The clock is ticking. And now we arrive at number 1, the most isolated tribe on Earth, the Sentinelese. North Sentinel Island rises from the Andaman Sea like a dark green fortress, 59 square kilometers, about the size of Manhattan, ringed by treacherous coral reefs. 50 to 200 people live there. We don't know the exact number because no one who approaches survives long enough to count. They're believed to be among the first humans to leave Africa during the original migration, 55,000 years ago. Their language is completely unclassified. We don't know what they call themselves, their island, or their gods. What we do know comes from arrows. In January 1880, British officer Maurice Vidal Portman kidnapped 6 Sentinelese, an elderly couple and 4 children. The elderly couple died rapidly from disease. The children showed signs of illness. They were returned with gifts. They likely carried epidemics back with them, potentially triggering a catastrophe that cemented the tribe's hostility forever. December 26, 2004, the tsunami that killed 6,000 across the Andaman Islands. 3 days later, a Coast Guard helicopter flew reconnaissance over North Sentinel. A single naked man emerged from the forest, stood on the beach, and fired arrows directly at the helicopter. That photograph became iconic, absolute defiance, captured in a single frame. Then came November 2018. John Allen Chau, a 26-year-old American missionary. He'd prepared for 9 years, attended boot camp where staff wielded fake spears. He believed the island was, quote, Satan's last stronghold. His diary entries reveal his conviction. He was going to save them. On his first approach, he shouted, "My name is John. I love you, and Jesus loves you." He offered fish. Arrows answered. The next day, a tribesman shot an arrow directly into his Bible, page 453, the book of Isaiah. Chau wrote in his journal, "God, I don't want to die." Then he returned a third time. Fishermen watched from offshore as tribespeople dragged his body along the beach and buried it. His remains were never recovered. Today, Indian law prohibits travel within 5 nautical miles of the island. Penalties include 3 to 5 years imprisonment. The Navy patrols continuously, but people keep trying. In March 2025, American YouTuber Mikhailo Polyakov, 24, was arrested. He'd successfully landed on the island, left a can of Diet Coke and coconuts as offerings. Police seized his GoPro footage. Officials noted he was lucky he did not make contact. Otherwise, he would have met the same fate. So here's the question that haunts everyone who learns about the Sentinelese. What are they protecting? What do they know? After 55,000 years of isolation, they've developed a society completely independent of human civilization. No agriculture, no metal tools, no written language. And yet they've survived tsunamis, colonial invasions, missionaries, YouTubers. They've outlasted empires. What secrets does that island hold? What have they learned in 55,000 years of solitude? We'll never know, because they'll never tell us. And honestly, maybe that's exactly how it should be. So there you have it, the 10 most isolated tribes on Earth, from the treehouses of Papua to the forbidden shores of North Sentinel Island. At least 196 groups of humans live completely cut off from modern civilization. Perhaps 10,000 individuals. Half could disappear within a decade. Not because they're primitive, not because they're waiting to be saved, but because we keep pushing into their last refuges. A simple handshake could trigger an extinction event. Our common cold could wipe out an entire people. They know this. That's why they shoot arrows at helicopters. The Great Andamanese went from 10,000 to 19 in a single century. 50,000 years of heritage, gone with one woman's last breath. The Mashco Piro remember the rubber boom. The Sentinelese remember 1880. The man of the hole's entire people were massacred. These aren't lost tribes, they're survivors. Their arrows aren't a mystery. They're a warning. They're a memory. If this video opened your eyes to a world most people never think about, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me which tribe fascinated you most. And share this video with someone who needs to see it. And don't forget to tap that bell so you never miss another deep dive into the mysteries our modern world has forgotten. Check out this video next, where we explore another forbidden corner of our planet. Until then, some secrets are meant to stay hidden. Maybe these are among them. Until next time, thanks for watching.